in frenzy. And now the chance for the U.S. to make history on the global stage. As the women's national team aims for a third consecutive World Cup title.
Okay, I'm just getting my microphone.
Excitement on the pitch.
Can I go ahead and act on this?
Okay, almost ready. Gotta get my ball. Get your ball. Alright. Get it going. Woohoo! Here we go. Deep breath. Running a little late. I'm so sorry. Take your feet wide. Do a nice half fold with your arms by your side. Keep your neck long and your tummy in. Now from here, little micro bends in the knees, barely there. Sweep the arms forward. Palms are gonna face, and then take them back. And just keep oscillating between the two. You wanna drive your hips back and keep all the weight into your back body. Do this a few more times. You're gonna corkscrew the hands for the last few. So palms up, palms down. Now come back up to standing. Take your right arm, sweep it up and over, and then do the same with the left. Big reach. It's all about getting the arm reaching out, right? So there should be no bend in it. Couple more. Nice. Okay, big deep breath. We're gonna go all the way down and we're gonna walk out to plank. So take your hands, walk them out to the front, step your feet back, you're in your high plank, and just hold. Now step your feet into bear. Put your knees down and start to do some cat-cows. Maybe 4 or 5, nice and slow. Again, you're keeping that belly button pulling up and in. Now come back to a neutral spine, lift off the knees, and go to a small downward facing dog. Sweep the left leg up, put it down, sweep the right leg up, put it down, come back into your bear. Make sure you're not dropping your face. Put your knees down, come right back to those cat-cows. So you really want to round that back as much as you can so you create space between the shoulder blades. Okay, back to bear. And right to that small dog. Left leg up. And right leg up. And back to bear. Now step back to your plank and meet me in your down dog. Left leg up. And right leg up. Back to plank. This time we're going to do a little half cover and meet in your up dog. So nice and slow on the way down. You decide how far you go. Come right into this up dog. We're going to hold here for a breath or two. While you're in this position, you're sucking in that stomach. Now keep your toes tucked under. Let's move the hips backwards so they get close to the heels. Big stretch around the armpits. Take some deep breaths here. Try to expand the ribs. Make sure your neck is relaxed, right? You just want to be looking down at the floor. Now come back forward with your hips. Keep the toes tucked under because we're not here long. And we're just going to go forward and back fairly slowly. So pull back and then come forward. So, you know, 3 or 4 counts to get back, 3 or 4 counts to come forward. Now, when you come forward this time, let's all meet back in that plank and take it to a down dog. Just hold this. We're going to go up and down on the toes to warm up our calves. So both heels up, as high as you can get them. Both heels down, as low as you can get them. Mine are not touching, but I'm definitely getting that nice stretch behind the legs. Come back up. And back down. And back up. And this time you're pulling forward to plank, lift up your face. So your neck is neutral. Step your feet back into bear. Hold your bear, breath or 2. And then we're back in that downward facing dog. The small one. Now your heels are probably on the floor. So in this position, we're just going to go up and down on the toes. Pretty quick pace. So you feel the weight coming into the arms as you get high on the toes. A few more. Heels down, legs are straight. Walk your hands back to your feet. Look through your knees to the back of the room. Big deep breaths. You want to really try to unweight the upper body here. So try not to offset any of the weight into the arms. Now I want you to drift forward into the toes and then back into the heels. Nice. Now find a balance somewhere between the pad of the foot and the heel. That's a good place to be. One hand at a time above the knees. You're going to come all the way back up to standing. Take a nice big deep breath. Sweep the arms up. And then take both of them and go up first and then over a little. And then back neutral, up and over. Trying to get into the side body here. Keep the arms nice and straight. Just do this a few more times. Nice. Now take the elbows, make a fist with your thumbs up and sweep the elbows back. So you're really trying to pull them back as far as you can. Once you have that going on, I want you to bring your feet together and I want you to squeeze your elbows into each other. You're crowding out the chest. Your legs are lifting up through your thighs. Hold all of that muscle activation while you fold halfway down. Don't let the elbows lower and then come back up. And keep repeating. Down, elbows high, and back up. And if you can take the torso down a little bit lower without rounding the back, go for it. So you're probably getting some nice length in the back of those hamstrings, which is important because you're probably going to be sitting on your butt today. Not the whole day, but part of it. So it's always good to lengthen out these muscles. So hips are pushing back. You're folding down this time. Round your back. Relax the head. So you're just looking through your knees. Now here we're going to oscillate between inhale, big, extend to a flat back, fingertips only out in front on the floor, and then fold back down. And just keep repeating that with breath. Really important to breathe as much as you can here today. Gets rid of all the things that have a tendency to challenge us throughout our day. So breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, now hold it up with your spine long, and then we're going to do a nice, slow, reverse swan dive back up to standing. Hopefully your weight did not shift. Now, palms face down, pull the hands back. Further. Flip the palms and rotate them down. Now, while you're doing this, you're taking your hands and you're trying to touch both sides of your room. So the arms are really long. And just keep going up with the hands and then turning them. Nice, few more. Okay, now we're going to bring the hands into heart. You're going to keep your left knee up. Lift it a little higher. Now you're going to take the right arm, reach it up, and get hold of your left foot and stretch out the front part of the leg. It's just, we're doing this for balance mostly here. Okay, let's pull this knee into the chest and then put it down. Nice job. Right knee up, hands at your heart. Lift it a little bit higher. Now lift this left arm up, nice and long. Get hold of that right foot. Bring your knees close to each other. Great job. Now clasp your fingers, bring that knee up and into the chest. Stand nice and tall. Great job. Okay, turn and face the right side of the room. Take your feet far apart. Now, hands on your waist, squeeze your elbows into each other and fold halfway down. Now drift your hips backwards. Don't fall, but get a little edgy with it. Nice. Now take your left hand, reach it forward. Your palm faces the back of the room. Bring it back to your waist and switch. Right arm forward. Keep your belly in. You got to work those muscles the whole 45 minutes. Keep alternating your arms. And now we're going to take both arms out. Drive those hips back. Hold here. Few more breaths. Now fold all the way down. Let your head go. So the top of the head should just be pointing down towards the floor. So your neck is getting some nice length. We're just going to hang here and breathe a few more times. Now from here, inhale, extend to a flat back. Fingertips only on the floor, drift your hips backwards. Do a nice slow swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach for the sky. Hands to heart, walk your feet back. And here we go. Face forward, grab your weights. So I'm not using the heaviest ones in my pile, I'm just using 10s, but whatever. We're just going to warm up these legs first. So I'm going to have you do a split. Left foot forward, right leg back. Both heels are on the floor. So that's how far apart you take your legs. Okay, now let's keep both of our legs straight. Your weights are in your arms. You're just going to fold down over that leg without rounding the back. So you decide how low you can go. Maybe the weights touch the floor, maybe they don't. And then come back up. Come back up till you have your shoulders over your hips. And then take it back down again. So we're going nice and slow. And back up. And we're not folding or rounding the back. So keep that chest crowding out. Come down and up. Now, when we push back up, I want you to drive the weight from the heel. So you're pushing up, not through the toes, but the back of the foot. We're just going to do a few more here and then switch legs. Okay, step your back foot in, take the other leg back. Play around with how far you can get that leg back, still keeping that heel down. So both feet, take a peek, they should be facing forward. Fold down nice and slow, especially on your first one. And then all the way back up, shoulders over hips. And then back down. Try to really keep the front part of that foot out of this equation. This is a posterior chain exercise. Don't let those shoulders droop forward. Keep them nice and broad. So we are warming up and lengthening out these hamstrings. Do 2 more. Nice job. Okay, step your back foot in just to warm up here. We're going to do a deadlift. Back up, do a bicep curl to a shoulder press, one arm at a time. So deadlift, bicep curl, shoulder press. So in that deadlift, again, you're keeping your weight back. And in that fold forward, we're keeping the spine nice and long. So much to remember. Now, since we're not using super duper heavy, if you want to do 2 at a time in that shoulder press, as long as you can keep your weight into the back of the heels and your neck long and neutral, I'm fine with it. So inhale out when you come up, inhale in on the way down, or whatever works for you. You know, it's all about finding a nice little rhythm and trying to keep the pace the same. So we're going to just do 4 more. Try not to overgrip these weights, right? Nice and loose in the hands. Okay, 1 more, why not? Okay, let's put the weights down. We're going to do ball for your inner thighs, and then we're going to do hamstring rollouts with your feet on the ball. Now, if you don't have a ball, you're going to do a bridge walk. So I'll cue both. If you're using a Pilates ring, that's totally cool. Have a lie down. Bend your legs, get that ball or ring in between them. Start working those inner thighs. So I like to rotate the pelvis up when I squeeze in, so I feel that low back on the floor. And then I kind of release it when I take them out. But I'm taking the out part as slow as I can. And when I squeeze in, I'm squeezing it as hard as I can. So let's keep this going. Just give me about 10 more. Make each one really great. If you're thinking of ways to make this more challenging, maybe adding a little hold, maybe slowing it down when you open up so you can resist more. Okay, so before we transition to the back of the legs, let's just do a little pulse here. So go in an inch, out an inch, pulsing. Okay, take your ball to the side just for a sec. We're all going to start in a bridge. So I want you to walk those feet as close to your butt as you can get them. Then I want you to do a pelvic tilt so you feel the low back skin on the floor. I'd like your feet to be hip width apart. I want you to peel up and push through the heels. If you're pushing someplace else, it's targeting a different muscle. I want you to feel this in your butt cheek. Roll it back down one vertebrae at a time. 5 counts on the way down. Now roll the pelvis forward as far as it'll go. Flip it back. Do it again. You're pushing up through the heels. No weight. In fact, you can even lift the rest of the foot off the floor and just have the heels down. Come on down slowly. Roll that pelvis forward. Flip it back. Roll it back up. 2 more times. Nice little massage. If you're on a really hard surface, this should feel good in your upper back. Make sure you're nice and flat on those shoulder blades. Roll up, squeeze. So now if you don't have a ball and you're going to do the walkouts, do one more here. You're going to have the whole foot down on the floor. And you're going to just take as small steps on each leg as you can, walking all the way out. And then you walk all the way in. I'm going to do the ball. So I've got my feet on the ball, right in the middle, on the top of the ball. So the ball's pretty close to my butt. I'm going to bridge up. And here we go. You're either doing baby walkouts or you're doing rollouts on the ball till the legs are straight. And then you roll back in. Now, when you roll in, you got to lift up the hips at the same time. It's simultaneous. It's just not rolling in and out. It's lifting up. That's the focus. And if you're doing the bridge walkouts, you take it as far as you can without your butt hitting the floor. And then you take baby steps back in and keep repeating. We're going to be here for about a minute. Make sure you remember to breathe and squeeze and keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. This is definitely a challenge for your butt and hammies and your core. So keep driving the belly down. Okay, we're almost there. Hang on. Do one more. Okay, come on down. We're just going to circle our ankles a little bit. So nice little circle. You pick a direction. If you were using the ball, you're going to feel the shins. And that's why we're doing this quick little stretch, just to loosen them all up again. Okay, nice job. Rock and roll up. Find your band, your elastic band. We're going to do our outer hips. So whatever band color you like to use, you're going to take it just above the ankles. And here we go. Open out wide and just hold it. 5 counts. As wide as you can get those legs and have them a little bit forward. So move them out just a tiny bit more. I want you to feel like you got to work to get your back down. And I want you to drive your belly into the earth. Now give me a pulse. Now bring the feet all the way in. Let everything release. Open back out again and hold. Move the legs forward a little bit. Get that belly drawing down. Now pulse. Now let the legs come back together. Relax. Not so close that you lose the band down your legs. Open back out. Wider. I want you to give me all you got. Move the legs forward a little bit, draw the belly down, give me a pulse. Now, bring your knees into the chest. I want you to make a nice little circle with both knees together to release that low back. Change your direction. Nice. Now put your feet on the floor. Keep the bend. You're just going to do some pelvic rocking. Nice and flat on the shoulder blades. Rotate your pelvis down and then flip it back up. When you flip it up, you can squeeze those butt cheeks and even lift that low back a little bit off the floor and then put it back down and roll it forward. When you're rolling forward, are you releasing your belly? No, we're not. We're keeping it nice and tight. Like someone was going to punch you in the stomach. Okay, legs back up. That was enough of a little reprieve. Open up nice and wide and close. Open up and close. Now you do a little pause, just enough to ask yourself, have I opened as far as I can? So it's pretty slow and steady. Working all these itty bitty little muscles. Okay, now take it out and hold. Wider. More forward, belly down. Wider, pulse it. And rock and roll back up. Don't get rid of the bend, but we're going to do a quick little arm segment. So grab your arm weights for presses and flies. We're going to start out with flies. So you open up nice and wide. I'm going to get rid of my ball because it's in the way. Okay, here we go. And then squeeze that chest as you pull them together. This is one of the hardest arm exercises, but definitely good for us and our chest. So go slow and steady. Lots of control on the way out. You gotta be the boss here and control this movement. Make it as smooth as you can. And really focus when the weights touch at the top. Really focus on giving your chest a good squeeze. The other thing to be mindful of is when you bring them together, let's make sure they're not over our face. You want to keep them over the chest. So you make sure you got them in the right spot. Okay, so now I want you to turn your palms so they face forward. Get your wrists neutral. Lift your feet up off the floor. Get that belly pressing down. Open up, maybe not as wide as you can, because you're going to be holding the legs open for quite a bit. We're going to do 10 chest presses. So the elbows are going out to the side, up and down. Just keep the band really tight. Again, that little squeeze I asked you to do when we were doing the flies, I want you to do it when we're doing these as well. Keep your neck long. Now, if you're not feeling your outer hips, I want you to open up the band a little more. Your legs are straight. Now we're going to alternate one fly and one press. And one tricep extension. So the weights come down, tap the elbows back up, back to the fly, then the press, and then the extension. Keep those legs open. You got a lot going on here. Press, extension, open fly. Give me that nice press, squeezing that chest. extension, your palms face each other. And let's just do this 2 more times. Don't let those feet come close. You got to manage a lot here. So 1 fly, 1 press, 1 extension. Hold your arms up, pulse to your feet, in an inch, out an inch. Palms face, you're just holding your arms nice and straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Okay. Sit yourself up. Get rid of your band. Say goodbye to that nasty thing. Come on back down. Knees into the chest. Give me that nice little circle. Change the direction. Now let's take a full body stretch. So I want you to extend your legs all the way down. And take your arms all the way back behind you. Reach. Point those toes so you stretch the shins and the ankles. Spread the fingers wide and then make a fist. And then open up wide. And make a fist. And just keep that going. It's so good for our hands. Open and close. Okay. Bring the arms forward. Lift your head. Tuck your chin. Now, before you start to come up, you got to draw the belly down. And then roll it up and dive forward. And then come back. Down nice and slow, either hands at the heart or at the chest or out in front, whatever you need. Take the arms all the way back. Bring them forward. Tuck your chin, roll it up. Dive forward. I'm going to do 1 more. Come down really slowly. Drawing in the belly. Pointing the toes, stretching back those arms. Nice. Now, come back up. We're going to flip it around and meet in a plank. So, flip those legs around, get yourself into your plank. As soon as you're in your high plank, I want you to march your feet. So, left leg up, and then right leg up, and do that 5 times on each leg. You're alternating. Make sure you haven't dropped your face. 1 more time on each foot. And then we're going to drive the knees forward. Left knee to left elbow. Right knee to right elbow. 5 times. Nice. Now, from this position, we're going to do 5 push-ups. If you need to put your knees down, go ahead. Give me 5 good push-ups. Nice job. Come back up off the knees and go right to a downward dog for a little reprieve. Nice. Come back to your high plank. I want you to lower down onto the forearms. Stay off your knees for now. Hold your low plank. Keep your legs straight. Your face up. Now put the knees down on the floor. Drive your elbows towards your knees. Isometrically. Feel that nice tautness in the belly. That's your 6-pack muscle working. Woohoo! Okay, slow-mo off those knees. Hold that butt up, tummy in. Slowly lower the knees. Isometric pull. Off the knees. Drop those knees nice and slowly. Little tug, you got one more here. Off the knees. Nice job. Okay, put your knees down. I want you to walk your forearms towards the knees. We're gonna all meet in child's pose. Whatever version thereof that you like is where you ought to be. Just breathe here, really big, deep breaths. Nice, now come on back up, meet me in your high plank. Get your legs straight. Now, baby steps with the hands back towards the feet. Keep your legs straight. Now you're gonna do a reverse swan dive all the way up with the arms. And then all the way back down. Keep the legs straight if you can. Plank walkouts, baby steps. Give me a push up. Back to your down dog. Back to walking back to the feet. You unhinge, you reach and lift, sweep the arms up. And do it again. Down, walk out. Push up. Down dog. Walk it back. Reverse it all the way back up. You have two more. Swan dive it down. Baby steps with the hands. Keep your knees off the floor for the low push up. Back up. Down dog. Walk it back. Reverse it up. You have one more. Take it down. Walk it out. Give me that push up. Back to your down dog. Back to walking up. And all the way back up. And we're done then. Whew, thank goodness. I'm gonna get a sip of water. We're just gonna do a quick little round of triceps. We're gonna use one weight instead of two. So go a little bit heavier since we're just using one at a time. So take the arm back and bring it in. Slow and steady. You can keep your left hand on your thigh, or you can take it out to the side if you want to use it for a little balance. Now, come in, swoop it up to a press, hold, kick back. So now you're turning this into 3 exercises. Kick back, little bicep curl, little press. Kick back, curl it up, press it up. I'm gonna do a few more. Now, really important here to make sure you're not squeezing that weight, because that is going to give you a problem in your elbow if you do. Okay, let's switch hands and just right now, starting with the left arm, just kick it back. Your feet are hip width, your belly is in and you're leaning forward, but you're not punching or rounding your back. Now curl it, press it. Make sure you're really feeling that bicep curl, you're not cheating it. So maybe that means slowing it down a bit or going to a heavier weight. When you do the kickback, you're trying your best to get that arm completely straight back there. That's what's really going to trigger that tiny little tricep muscle. Okay, a couple more. Hopefully you're feeling this. Okay, that was your last one. Pick up both weights. We're gonna do some rowing and then we're stretching. So fold it halfway down, elbows coming up as high as you can get them, and they're nice and close to the side body. Now turn your weights so the palms face forward, and now lift the elbows up. Changing up that angle. You have 5 more. And then we're going to alternate between side and forward with the palms. Okay, palms face, give me a row. Turn your palms forward, give me a row. Keep it going. And we are done. Put them down. Woo! Okay, quick sip of water, take a lie down. Couple of stretches before we say goodbye. So, knees into the chest, make a nice little circle. Oh, how good does that feel? Go the other way. Nice. Now, take your right foot, flex it on your left thigh. Arms are by your side. Take your right knee, push it forward. Now, you're slowly going to lower your right knee towards the floor on the right side. So you're rolling onto that hip, feel it? It's like a little massage. Roll back up and keep going. Roll it down, roll it up. You're welcome. So good. Keep that tummy pulling down. Do a few more. Okay, now without using your hands, lift that left foot up off the floor. Push your right heel into your thigh, but don't let that left leg go forward. PMF stretch. Keep the push. Put the left foot down, switch legs. Left foot sits on top of the right thigh. Move your left knee forward without using the arms. Keep your left foot flexed. Roll the knee down to the left side and roll up. Let's just get this glute nice and massaged. Side of that hip. Should feel really good. Keep pushing the knee forward when you roll down. Nice. Now, when you come up this time, keep the knee pushing forward and lift that right foot off the floor. Push your left foot into that right thigh. Push it, but don't let that knee pull forward. Nice. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And release it. Both knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. Rock and roll back up. Come all the way up onto your toes. Get nice and high on the toes. Just for a little second. Now fold forward. Straighten your legs. Draw the hips backwards. Walk your fingers forward. Nice little stretch for your upper body. Take a huge breath. And then blow it out. Unhinge, reach and lift the body tall, sweep the arms up. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! Okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank
See you online.
Okay.
See you online. I'm traveling.
Have
I
a
will
good
try
trip.
to do it in 13 hours ahead. Maybe I can do it.